Before time began, before the stars ignited, before the very concept of existence took shape, there was only darkness, an infinite expanse, a canvas of nothingness, stretching out in every direction, unbroken and absolute. It was formless, silent, waiting with a profound stillness, a pregnant pause before the universe took its first breath, a void, not of malice but of potential, holding within it the seeds of everything that would ever be. God was present, not part of the emptiness, not bound by its limitations, but above it, beyond it, ready to create. He hovered over the void, a divine architect poised to build a cosmos. His thoughts, the blueprints of reality, began to stir. Then, a voice, a command that echoed through the nothingness, a decree that shattered the silence. Let there be light. And light appeared, pure, brilliant, brand new, unlike anything that would ever exist again. A light born not of fire or energy, but of pure divine will. It was a light that cut through the darkness, a radiant sword slicing through the void. God saw the light, bathed in its glow, and called it good. He recognized its inherent beauty, its perfect balance, its potential for life. He named the light day, a time for activity and growth, and the darkness night, a time for rest and reflection. He established a rhythm, a balance, a cycle that would govern all of creation. This was the first day, the beginning of everything, the genesis of a universe teeming with possibilities. God's act was deliberate. Light was not an afterthought but the very foundation for all that would follow. It was the cornerstone upon which he would build his creation. Light brings clarity, dispelling shadows and revealing truth. It reveals what's hidden, allowing us to see the world in its true form, and allows life to flourish, to grow, and to thrive. By speaking light into being, God set a pattern of order and purpose, establishing a framework for all of creation to follow. The darkness wasn't evil, a force to be feared. It was simply the absence of light, a blank slate waiting to be filled. With a word, God filled that absence with his glory, transforming the void into a canvas of infinite potential. Imagine that first dawn, the very first moment of creation, a sunrise without a sun, a light source beyond comprehension, painted by God himself with strokes of pure divinity. It was a declaration, a statement of intent. Chaos would not win, order and purpose would reign supreme. God's design would prevail. This first act was a promise, a covenant etched in light, a promise of hope, life, and a loving creator at work, shaping the universe with intention and care. Every sunrise echoes that first moment, a daily reminder of God's creative power, reminding us that God's light still pushes back the darkness both literally and figuratively in our world and in our lives. The story of creation begins with a whisper of light, and the world is forever changed, illuminated by the divine spark that ignited the universe. With the rhythm of day and night now established, a fundamental cycle was set in motion. The sun would rise, painting the sky with vibrant colors and then gently descend, giving way to the tranquil darkness of night. This constant, reliable pattern became the backdrop for all that was to come. God shaped the world further, sculpting its form and defining its features. The land began to take shape, molded by unseen forces and divine intention. On the second day he created the sky, a boundless expanse above. This wasn't just empty space, it was an atmosphere, a protective layer, a canvas for clouds and weather, separating waters above from waters below, creating a distinction between the oceans and the moisture held in the atmosphere. This separation was crucial for the water cycle, a system that would sustain life. A vast, breathtaking expanse, stretching out in every direction, a constant reminder of the infinite power that brought it into being. The world gained structure and definition. Horizons were drawn, boundaries were set, and the contours of the land began to emerge with clarity. On the third day, God gathered the waters, collecting them into vast oceans and winding rivers, creating a network of waterways that would nourish the land, revealing dry land, continents rising from the depths, ready to be populated and cultivated. He called them land and seas, giving them names and identities, solidifying their place in the newly formed world. He saw it was good, a testament to his perfect design and flawless execution, but he wasn't finished. The canvas was prepared, but the masterpiece was still in progress. God commanded the earth to sprout with plants and trees, blanketing the land in a vibrant tapestry of green, each bearing seeds and fruit, ensuring the continuation of life and providing sustenance for generations to come. Life exploded in green, a symphony of growth and abundance, transforming the barren landscape into a thriving ecosystem. Every plant with a purpose, carefully chosen and perfectly placed to contribute to the overall harmony of the world. Food, beauty, and sustainability, a trifecta of blessings that would sustain and delight all living creatures. God was not just an artist, creating beauty for its own sake, but an architect, designing a world with purpose and intention. Designing an ecosystem where everything worked in harmony, each element playing its part in a delicate balance. Each step was intentional, a carefully orchestrated sequence of events. First space, the foundation upon which everything else would be built. Then land, a solid surface for life to take root and flourish. Then food, sustenance to nourish and sustain all living things. Look around, take in the beauty and complexity of the world. The mountains, oceans, and fields, a diverse and breathtaking landscape that speaks of his creativity, are a testament to God's power and planning, a visible manifestation of his divine intellect. He didn't create chaos, he didn't leave anything to chance. He shaped every detail with care, from the smallest seed to the largest mountain range. The sky, land, and plants, all working together in perfect harmony. Were spoken into existence by a God of order, a God who values structure and purpose. Creation reflects his beautiful, organized mind, a mirror of his divine nature. The world was ready for life to flourish, a stage set for the grand drama of creation to unfold. God looked to the sky and filled it with lights. The sun for day, the moon for night, and stars to mark seasons and years. The sun rose, the moon and stars shone, and the world gained rhythm and time. These lights weren't just objects, they were servants of God's design, governing the cycles of life. On the fifth day, God filled the seas with creatures and the sky with birds. Life moved, breathed, and sang. Oceans teemed, skies fluttered. God blessed them, be fruitful and multiply. His creativity was boundless. Whales, clownfish, eagles, hummingbirds, each unique, each perfectly suited for its place. Diversity was God's delight. The world was meant to be vibrant and dynamic. Every creature showcased his imagination and care. The world was alive with sound, color, and movement. God's authority and creativity shaped every detail. The universe was a masterpiece of variety and order. Creation was not monotonous but a living symphony. God's grand design was unfolding layer by layer. On the sixth day, God spoke to the land, "Let it bring forth living creatures." Animals of every kind appeared, lions, earthworms, and everything in between. God saw all he had made and called it very good. The stage was set for his most special creation. The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, he owns it all. God didn't create and walk away, he remains the ever-present owner. This truth changes how we see the world. It's his to cherish, not ours to exploit. God's creation was purposeful, not random. He built a home for life and relationship. His authority is seen not just in creating but in sustaining. We live in a world intentionally designed and lovingly maintained. Every sunset, every flower, every ocean is his handiwork. We are guests on holy ground, called to awe and gratitude. The earth belongs to God, and we are part of his creation. With creation complete, the universe stood in silent anticipation. The stars twinkled with a newfound brilliance, and the earth lay ready, teeming with potential. A masterpiece had been unveiled, a testament to boundless creativity and power. God's most intimate act remained, the pinnacle of his creative endeavor, a moment of profound connection and purpose. It was an act that would set his creation apart, imbuing it with a unique and sacred significance. "Let us make mankind in our image, after our likeness," he declared, a statement echoing through the cosmos, filled with intention and love. This was not merely creation, it was an invitation to relationship. God formed Adam from dust, carefully and deliberately, like a sculptor molding clay. Each detail was intentional, each curve and contour shaped with divine precision, breathing life into him, the very breath of God, filling Adam with vitality and consciousness. It was the spark of divinity igniting within him the potential for greatness, a personal, hands-on creation. This was not a distant act of creation but an intimate and loving engagement. God's fingerprints are on every human life. Being made in God's image isn't about appearance, it transcends the superficial and delves into the essence of who we are. It's about reflecting his character. It's about embodying his attributes, his love, his compassion, and his justice. We have the capacity for love, a love that mirrors God's own unconditional and sacrificial love. Creativity, the ability to bring beauty and innovation into the world, reflecting God's own creative power, reason, and relationship. We are designed for connection, for community, and for a deep and meaningful relationship with our Creator. Unlike animals, we possess a moral compass, an internal guide that distinguishes right from wrong, and spiritual awareness. We yearn for something beyond the material, a connection to the divine. We are mirrors, reflecting the light of God into a world that desperately needs it, designed to reflect God's goodness to the world. Our actions, our words, and our very lives can be a testament to His grace and mercy. Our worth comes from bearing His image, a value that is inherent and unchangeable. Not from what we do or own. Our identity is rooted in who we are in God's eyes, not in what we possess or achieve. Every person, regardless of background, ethnicity, or social status, is an image bearer of God. Each individual reflects a unique facet of His divine nature. This truth gives every life, from the moment of conception to the final breath, sacred value and dignity. Every life is precious and worthy of respect. Seeing others as image bearers transforms the way we interact with them, calls us to honor, respect, and compassion. It compels us to treat everyone with kindness and empathy. It's the foundation for human rights, the bedrock upon which justice and equality are built, and the argument against injustice. It fuels our fight against oppression and inequality. You are not an accident, you are not a random occurrence in the vast expanse of the universe. You are a masterpiece, intentionally crafted and uniquely designed by the hand of God, designed to reflect God's nature. You are a vessel of His light meant to shine brightly in the world. He's given you a mind to know Him, to explore the depths of His wisdom and understanding, a heart to love Him, to experience the fullness of His grace and compassion, and a will to follow Him. You have the freedom to choose to walk in His ways and live a life that honors Him. Your creativity and purpose are not accidental. They are gifts from God, echo His own. They are a reflection of His divine creativity and a testament to His love for you. Your life has profound meaning, a significance that extends beyond the temporal and into the eternal. Because you bear His image, you are a walking, talking, living representation of God's love and grace. You are a living testament, a witness to the power and glory of God, to God's love and artistry. Your life is a canvas upon which He paints His masterpiece. Every life is a reflection, a unique and precious glimpse into the heart of the divine, of the Creator's heart. Embrace your identity as an image bearer and live a life that reflects His love to the world. Being made in God's image is an active calling. When we show kindness, create beauty, or stand for justice, we reflect God's character. Our lives become a canvas for His goodness. We're designed for relationship. God Himself exists in perfect relationship, and so do we. Building loving relationships mirrors God's nature. Creativity is a divine echo. Writing, music, innovation all reflect the Creator. Every discovery and masterpiece is a glimpse of God's imagination. Our daily lives gain significance when we live as image bearers. Work, relationships, and choices can all honor God. You don't need a special title to reflect Him. Do it wherever you are. By living with integrity and compassion, you fulfill your high calling. Show the world who God is through your life. God gave Adam and Eve a sacred responsibility: stewardship. He placed them in Eden, commissioning them to fill the earth and care for it. Rule and subdue meant responsible management, not exploitation. We are caretakers, not owners, trusted to nurture and protect God's masterpiece. Stewardship elevates our relationship with the environment. The world is a sacred trust, not just resources to consume. When we protect, restore, and use wisely, we honor God's mandate. Every act of care, planting, recycling, conserving, is an act of worship. Our choices matter for the planet and our relationship with God. He watches how we handle His gift. Are we treating creation with respect and care? Stewardship is fundamental to loving and following God. We are called to be faithful managers of His world. The earth is the Lord's, and we are its stewards. Eden was the perfect expression of God's design: beauty, harmony, abundance. God planted the garden and gave Adam the joyful task of tending it. Work was a partnership with God, not a burden. The garden was a place of relationship. Adam and Eve walked with God. Tending the garden meant nurturing creation and relationships. Today, we each have a garden: our family, community, or workplace. Our calling is to cultivate order, beauty, and life wherever we are. Every act of care, excellence, and love is tending the garden. God entrusts us with a unique plot in His kingdom. He calls us to make it a place where His goodness is seen. Creation isn't just a story of the past, it's God's ongoing masterpiece. He actively sustains the universe, the sun rises and seasons change by His will. God is intimately involved, pouring out care and provision daily. This truth brings peace and hope. He is in control, even in chaos. The Creator who brought order from chaos still works in our world and lives. His creative power continues in every act of kindness and redemption. As stewards, we are co-laborers with God, joining His work of restoration. Our efforts, restoring, caring, loving, align with His purposes. We participate in His unfolding story of renewal. Embrace your identity as an image bearer and steward. Tend your garden with love and creativity. Let the beauty of creation remind you of God's power and love. The earth is the Lord's, and we are part of His ongoing masterpiece. Live with purpose, gratitude, and awe.